how would you describe Origin, and then compare Origin to Ultima Online?
How would I describe Origin? So the game Origin is a virtual world that the players can participate in, and that virtual world exists whether they're playing or not. They come in and out, exists 24 hours a day. And it's a world where 3 different timelines have come together. There's a timeline that represents a medieval traditional, that's the traditional Ultima timeline, where Lord British and dragons and orcs and things like that. But then there's a timeline from the future which represents this Jules Vernean level of technology, steam punk kind of world, where there's big steam-driven rope cyborgs and things like that. And there's also a deep primordial magical past, sort of like Jurassic Park meets, tribal shaman magic kind of world. And all 3 of these timelines have come together into one game space that the players can participate in, and so they can pursue a career in sort of traditional medieval areas like blacksmithing and being a fighter or a magic user or something like that, or they can go off to the tech land and become make technological weapons, or become a fighter who specializes in using these cool technological weapons like chain swords and flame belchers and things like that.
Now, is there more of a clear sort of purpose of adventure in this game than, say, in Ultima Online?
So definitely the emphasis we had in this game was on the adventuring aspect. But that doesn't mean to say we didn't include a very robust crafting system as well. So players will be able to create items just like they were in Ultima Online. And the one thing we've done is we've tried to make a much more symbiotic relationship between those groups, between the adventurers and the people who are crafting. So adventurers need the craftspeople to make them the best weapons in the game, for instance. And the craftspeople need the adventurers to go get the raw goods or bring back these special gems that they need to create these amazing weapons.
I'm just curious, how do you ensure that there's going to be enough players that will become crafters? Since obviously there would seem to be a greater appeal of being an adventurer.
How do we ensure that there are going to be enough people who are crafting? So we found in Ultima Online, we were actually very surprised at the number of people who wanted to create things. And it comes from parts of the audience who aren't what you would think of as a traditional gamer, that aren't the 15 to 35-year-old gung-ho male who wants to go out and kill things. So there's a whole segment of the audience, including a large female population, who wants to create and wants to make items. So we see a higher percentage of female participants in a game like this because we offer this ability to create, not just destroy.
Right. Now, is there any clear sense of storyline in this game than in versus not in Ultima Online, or is it still going to be very open-ended in that regard, generally speaking?
So we're trying very hard to introduce a very clear storyline with major characters that we have periodic. In fact, we've already written out in soap operas, there's what they call the Bible, which is like the year of plot, which says these major characters are going to die at this point, this so-and-so is going to have an affair, and the scriptwriters come in and they fill in the script. We've done the exact same thing with Origin, where there's what we call the Bible, which is this script for the first year. It's an outline that says, this major character appears, he tries to take over the world, this other character comes in, and the players, and these are regular events that happen in the game that the players participate in. So there's, a battle at this particular part of the map, and that's part of this plot where this major character is trying to take over the world. So yes, trying to include a very clear storyline that the players can participate in.
And this is going to be a storyline. Storylines this is a storyline that go over a period of a year. And is this being furthered by sort of people in the game that are sort of paid or are going to be taking on the role of almost like an actor trying to further the storyline along?
Exactly. To execute this integrating the fiction with the game, we're going to have people here at Origin who we pay, who we call interest game masters, and those people are actually going to get in as these major characters and appear, as like, oh my gosh, we're being attacked, follow me to lead, they'll lead the battle or whatever, or they'll play the evil nemesis who's like trying to destroy everything. And then we also have a large volunteer group who will help them in that as well, and they will assume fictional characters as well. And these interest game masters actually write the detailed script, much like in the soap opera. You have the Bible, but then you have the individual screenwriters who are writing the script each week.